In the summer of 1812, Napoleon Bonaparte stood at the height of his power. He had defeated kingdoms, reshaped borders, and commanded the largest army Europe had ever seen, nearly 600,000 men from across the continent. This force, known as the Grande Army, began a long march eastward into Russia. The goal seemed simple: defeat. Russia quickly forced peace and returned home victorious, but Russia was not like the lands Napoleon had conquered before the invasion began in June. At first, the march felt organized and confident. Drums echoed, flags waved, soldiers believed they would be home before winter. But the Russian army did something unexpected. Instead of fighting a decisive battle immediately, they retreated deeper into their vast territory. Fields were burned, supplies were destroyed, villages were emptied. This scorched earth strategy meant Napoleon's army had to march farther and farther with less and less food. The distances were enormous. Russia seemed endless. In September 1812, Napoleon finally entered Moscow. It should have been the moment of triumph. Instead, he found the city largely abandoned soon. After fires broke out across Moscow, large parts of the city burned, leaving little shelter or supplies for the French army. Napoleon waited for Russia to surrender, but the surrender never came. By October, the temperature began to drop. The first snow fell quietly. The army was far from home. Supplies were low. Horses were dying. Soldiers were exhausted. When Napoleon finally ordered retreat, it was already too late. The Russian winter was merciless. Temperatures plunged far below freezing. Men froze where they stood. Frostbite claimed fingers, toes, and lives. The mighty army began to dissolve. The retreat became chaos. Food was almost gone. Soldiers ate horse meat. Some collapsed from starvation. Russian forces attacked constantly, striking the weakened columns and disappearing again into forests and snow. At the Berezina River, one of the final disasters unfolded as French troops attempted to cross fragile bridges. Under attack, thousands were killed or drowned in icy water. What had begun as a grand march of conquest had turned into a desperate struggle for survival. By the time the survivors staggered back across the border, fewer than 100,000 men remained. Greatest army in Europe had been destroyed not by one single battle, but by distance-echoed hunger and exhaustion. The campaign marked the beginning of Napoleon's downfall. Europe saw that he could be defeated. The march into Russia in 1812 was not only a military disaster, it was a reminder of something deeper. Power can be immense, ambition can be limitless, but nature, distance, and time are forces no emperor can command. As snow covered the empty roads of Russia's islands, replaced the sound of marching boots, and history turned slowly in the cold.